Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to an Ark of War news update. I am your host, Melt, and today, I should say last night, something historic happened in our game. One of the biggest players in the world, ALD's Bingo, the reigning defending champion of Season 7, definitely Season 6, I don't know offhand. The biggest player in our game, the first player to ever hit 1 billion, appears to have, the player that won Season 5, appears to have been zeroed, or close to it, or on his way. So that's what today's video is about, guys. There's always, the game is always defined by patches or meta shifts, but sometimes tragedy. And when you have a guy in our game who has spent probably into the 500,000s, and who goes from being the #1 ship to kind of letting other people play his account to only showing up now and again, I don't know the full details, and I want to get the full details. So in the comments below, if you know any more of the ALD story, what happened to Bingo, who was playing Bingo's account, was Bingo going to come back, was he selling the account, how did this happen, please put it in the comments below. I'm going to tell you what I know happened, or at least what I've been told happened, by a member named Black of the community and Lawgiver. They've been able to push a lot of information around. So apparently what happened is some guild members for the enemy guild, I think it would be CAD, who actually knocked out ALD. Right here, you can see it. CAD knocked out ALD in the Season 6 semifinals. They're on the same server. They are actually rivals. So members of CAD were able to find Bingo's ship unshielded and continue to hit him over and over and over, despite the fact that his ship was broken multiple times. Reports are that he was using a ranger building macro with a redundancy click so that he can just permanently build rangers, but by doing so, instead of your ship being broken when you're offline, you are always online, and your ship will keep reappearing on the scene. You just need people to find it. So basically, they would hit him as hard as they can, then everyone would search for him, then they'd hit him as hard as they can, and everyone would search for him. So he was always teetering around 1 billion power, most of that being troop power. I am missing the numbers on how much troop power he lost, but I want to say it was around 250 million troop power. So there he is at 700,000, down almost 300 million. And then here is one of the early hits, one of the first hits, because he still has tier 2. That's a quarter or half a million tier 2 infantry. Literally that's 2 million food, or 2 million storage of just tier 2 alone. Not to mention the walkers and the airships. Oh God, look at the airships. 100,000 times 20. What is that? 100,000 times 20 is 1 million times 2. Is that 2 million? Yeah. That's absurd. That is absurd. And then yeah, they finally break into his tier 4 here. I don't see the hit after this one, but then this one comes after that. They were able to get to his tier 11. His walker and his airships. I'm surprised he has that much tier 11 left. I mean, that just seems like he should have evolved it. Is it that cost ineffective to evolve it? But then you can see the tier 12, 4,000 tier 12 infantry. That's a lot. I'll tell you the numbers at the end. Celluloid, or you lost from oh God, don't do this to me right now. The Sin Guild was able to calculate it real quick, or give us a rough idea. Here's another one of the hits, 15,000 tier 12 infantry, and then 244 airships. And then let's see if we can get that next one here. Come on. Gallery's not spinning on me. There we go. That's the final one I got. Now this hit wasn't as big. You can see 1750 Shadow Matter, only 2,300 tier 12 airships, but anyone that's built a tier 12 airship knows that is a cataclysmic loss. 2,300 times 900 food and parts. That's a 2 million food, 2 million leadership worth of troops. You divide that by 3, and he got hit by a 700,000 commander. The other hits were from max leadership commanders. This is from a smaller commander. But at this point, I believe that the person who was running Bingo's account, if it wasn't Bingo, was able to log off, or at least stop the macro. But that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. I think You Lost said that the total damage, if you were just using resource and money to buy during a resource, a half cost event, and luxury resource packs, it would still cost $20,000 in troop damage. There may have been more damage. We could have been into the 50,000s because there's still a lot of troops there. He still has like a 250,000 troops of just tier 12 airships left. So even though he's been severely crippled by knocking out all of his infantry and some of his airships, Bingo's account still has a bunch of tier 12 airships and that gear. So I don't know. It's the biggest hit in Arc of War history on a server, that's for sure. I mean, it's going to be one of those moments where it's going to be like, yeah, back in 2019, it was Vega was still dominating the meta. Rogers was getting phased out. And do you remember when Bingo almost got zeroed? That just happened. So let's get the full details on what happened. Who was playing the account? Was there any more troops lost? Was it using a macro bot with redundancy clicks? If you don't know what a macro bot with redundancy clicks is, I'm not going to publish a video on that. It's a bannable offense. There is a private video for it. If you want that, well, we'll talk about that another time. Put it in the comments below about any details you have. And that way, if anything is actually really good, worth reporting, I'll make another video on it or at least push it out to the community. But we want to know. At least some of us want to know, right? If you want to know, hit an upvote on this video. If you don't want to know, put a downvote. Simple as that. I want to know the percentage. I don't care if it's downvoted if you actually don't want to watch it. All right, so thanks for watching. And one more important news update. I was looking at the meta. I've learned how to use the metrics on YouTube. We have 0.7% viewers are women and 0.7% viewers are over the age of 55 in the last 30 days. And someone has hypothesized that the 0.7% viewer that is watching is probably a female and over the age of 55, and they may be trolling. But if you are not trolling and you are actually the female or two females, and you are actually over 55 or 60, put it in the comments below. There's no other way for me to check it. I'm just curious. Someone might just be using anonymous information as well. I don't know. But the vast majority of our players are 24 to 35, like almost 70% of us. That's interesting. I mean, very few minors under the age of 18, like 0.7%. So anyway, thought that was interesting. My name is Mel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.